5, verse 13. You are the salt of the earth. If the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. That got to me, that verse. It was like believers are salt. If we're not here to speak to the lives, then what are we here for? We're no good, basically. And that verse is what, we are the salt. We're the season that it was awesome. I love that verse. I have my creative ways of talking to my friends about God. I know it's really hard because people always want to be cool and Jesus is out the way and whatever. But I have my ways of every day if I have a friend that comes to me with problems and I don't be like, well, you know what you gotta do, girl. Because sometimes we want to push like the God into their throats, and sometimes that's not the way to do it because you just push them away basically. But I have a friend and she came to me and she was like, oh, I have all these problems and blah 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 and all the belly aching and stuff. And then, sorry. And I said, wow, I have this best friend. He's my everything. He helps me when I'm down. I mean, he's all you can want in a best friend. And then she said, oh really? I wish I had a best friend like that. And I'm like, really? You could have a best friend like that. Actually, one. His name is Jesus.
Amen.
And then
Come on,
she
sister.
backed off, and then I was like, yeah, you know what I'm gonna say. Hello.
Amen.
But sometimes I think we can find creative ways, to preach the gospel out there and tell people that Jesus is alive and he can solve all your problems. If not, when you get to heaven, yeah. And that's all God gave me today. Basically, what I wanted to say was that God really glorifies Himself when you fully surrender. And those were the four things that God showed me was putting Him first, humbling yourself, learning how not to say no, and not losing perspective. Amen. And if you do this, you just see God's hand in your life every day, and you feel like He plans your whole life, and it's amazing. It really is. It really is. And I thank God every day for Him, because there was times in my life that I didn't want to serve the Lord, and I was thinking to myself, well, I can do all these things without Him. I don't really need God. I can, graduate from high school, go to college, and do the things that weren't really important. You know what I mean? That won't save your soul, basically. Amen. And then when He came into my life, it was funny because I did more things with Him than without Him. Like He took me back to school, of course, because at the point after I graduated from high school, I lost everything. I didn't have zilch, nothing. And He took me back to school, and He got me through that. And without Him, I'm basically nothing at all. And that's all God has for me today. My sisters will be doing a song. Where's Rachel? She's gonna be doing a song that I love. That it's about surrendering to God. And how sometimes we have to drop those silly dreams we have because He has bigger ones for us. And His plans are way better than our plans could ever be.